Today is Saturday, February 27th, 2021, and this is a video about illusion magic. And I just have it on this background image right now because the next image can be a little bit scary, but first I'll tell you about what this video is about. Well, illusion magic. It's a form of lesser magic, and what it is it's like it sounds, illusion. It makes you see something that's not there. And it's a well-known thing, and it's something that's pushed very heavily on children too. I remember growing up and having so many different optical illusion books to choose from, and people have always been fascinated by different optical illusions. I think of the diff- different ways that you can place tiles that create illusions. People have always been fascinated by various illusions. And people know that this exists, illusion magic exists, and they choose to use it. And most typically, they try to use their illusion magic to make people think that they're the opposite gender of what they are. That's just the most obvious, most common type of illusion magic that I see, and it's day-to-day stuff. And yeah, something like putting on a bunch of pink frilly clothing and making your hair look insane and painting your face up, it's a type of illusion magic, and it really does make people see something that's not there. And I mean, the people that I just described that go over the top with the pink and the bows and at that point, it's almost like a distraction. Like, hey, look at all this flashy stuff over here. Don't pay attention to the skeleton underneath the rouge and the set hair. So let's get into it. This is what I think of as illusion magic. And I don't know exactly how it works, but I think just a big part of it is if you're not really focusing and not really paying attention to things, your your eyes and your mind don't work in a way where you can see incredible detail everywhere. So, just to give you an example that just popped into my mind, do you know there's drawings or paintings that have so much detail in them, but the entire painting is painted, or the entire drawing is drawn in a way focusing on micro detail. And do you notice how when you look at the entirety of something like that, it seems off? It doesn't seem right. You can tell that it's off because there's too much detail everywhere. And I mean, obviously, that's how real life is. The detail exists, but we know that when we look at a scene with our eyes focus on something, and that part comes in sharp. We don't get sharp detail everywhere with our eyes. So, getting to the point, the brain does some mushing, and it the brain is really good at drawing in things that aren't there. I'm sure you've probably heard of the fact that we have blind spots in our eyes, but the brain fills in those blind spots, and it does it in such a way where it fills it in with what you think should be there. And this is also another part of where illusion magic comes in. They just program us to think, oh, pink, long hair, curly styled hair, makeup. They make us think that these things equal woman. And see, I don't know all the intricacies of exactly how it works, so this is going to be kind of a rambling video. Why they look scary and freakish, and part of that, like, I think spazzes out our brain and it makes us simplify, and we don't see all the crazy lines that are in their face from the way that they do a contorted smile. The way that they smile is so unnatural. Our brain doesn't see the harsh outline of their really, really obvious chin implant. Our brain kind of just mushes these features together, and they really do appear to us differently. It's like it's like our brain can't focus in on all the details, on all the lines and all their teeth. They love to smile, showing 100 teeth. They have these long There's a lot of tales of old talking about how these frightening people had longer and longer teeth. Maybe you've heard it before. I just know I have this like spooky stories for children, and there's a story about this girl that keeps running into. I'll put it on the happier face. There's this girl or this boy that keeps running into these people, and they keep having longer and longer teeth. The eunuchs have long teeth. They can have these really really long teeth, and they get fake teeth too, and something about it, like think baring all your teeth is almost like an aggressive thing, but they smile baring all these teeth, and it's like instead of our mind seeing it for what it is, our mind is just like, this is too scary and freaky. It's just some person that kind of looks like this, like on the right. Our brain really does blur what's going on. I'll get to more pictures later. It's hard to describe magic. How do you describe magic? How do you describe how your brain doesn't see what's really there? I don't know the exact process of what happens, but I just know that a part of me could always see what's on the left, but then it's like it was too strange or painful, and so my mind just decided to kind of blur the image. Oh, it's just this, it's kind of a weird looking, it's just a weird tall-faced person, not what a scary freakazoid. So these people admit to magic, and greater and lesser magic within LaVeyan Satanism designate types of beliefs with the term greater magic applying to ritual practice, and lesser magic is things like charm and poise to them. Glamour magic, the witchcraft revolution to get what you want. So I just think of people like this. Their whole life revolves around covering themselves up with a clown mask and over the top frilly clothes. Their whole life revolves around this lesser magic. And without getting too much into the details, so just for instance, like the clothing. I mean, you can just see how broad this person's shoulders are, and we know that all of the trends that ever come out, it's to cover up for the inverts. Think of just the giant padded shoulders in the 80s. It was just to make it easier for the MTF to hide. They love covering themselves in these frilly things with decorative shoulders. It's like a distraction. Hey, don't pay attention to this person's bone structure. Look at the frills, look at the lace. And you can just get very, very specific about things. You'll notice if you pay attention to the way that these people dress, the MTF, the ones like this, they love a cinched waist that's pulled up really high because it creates the illusion of a short torso and long legs. The whole point of high heels, it creates an illusion, and you hear them talk about it readily too. They say it creates the illusion of this sort of silhouette. It creates the illusion. They know exactly what they're doing. And it's lesser magic to take your outfit, cinch up the waist a little bit, and then change what your feet are wearing, and now you have a different silhouette. That is a type of illusion magic. I should have got a clip from it. It's on my website. I linked to it. There's this great clip of somebody trying on like 100-year-old dress, and the person trying on the dress is just so taken aback at the craftsmanship of the dress. She's like, I don't even need a corset. This dress is just creating the illusion of a silhouette that she doesn't have. So the whole idea of finishing school, charm schools, it's about learning lesser magic. It's about learning poise and charm and speaking in a certain way. They have these fake Minnie Mouse voices. They have the fake wispy voice. There's not one answer to the problem of you're a dude and you want to come off as a girl. There's different models that they follow after. Are they going to do a Minnie Mouse voice? Are they going to do a soft whispery voice? Are they just going to go for it? Some of them just go for it, and they're like, I'm just going to talk like a dude. And they get away with it because they have enough other stuff going on. Merely suggesting that someone is a woman is enough half the time. And that's a big one that you'll wake up to. Definitely a type of lesser magic or illusion magic is just the power of suggestion. If they tell you, woman, 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 this beautiful woman, the most beautiful woman. Here she comes. Here she is. Oh wow, what a beautiful woman. If they tell you that 20 times before this person pops on stage, your brain is going to see them differently. Literally will see them differently because you've had ideas implanted into your mind. And some of us just were never able to be tricked to that type of extent. I've just always known celebrities do nothing for me. I used to have excuses. People will have 1,000 excuses. Well, plastic surgery, they got to. Okay, but you're not answering the question. You can't give excuses for why they look like freaks. People who are on the stage being promoted as being beautiful, they should be beautiful. They shouldn't need to go get plastic surgery. So the whole excuse about plastic surgery, it's just an excuse. Though these people are trying to create illusions. They're not actually beautiful at all. None of them are beautiful. They're all horrifying for the most part. And so just them existing and having the platform to constantly say most beautiful, most beautiful, most beautiful, that's a form of magic. And it's just the power of suggestion. And it's a form of illusion magic. The fact that they have the numbers and that they have the platform and that they can say, this is the most beautiful, this is the most beautiful over and over, is casting spells on people. Anyways, I just have I'll try to go through all my images. I have a lot of images. There's just a lot of people that know about this stuff. They know. There's a lot of women out there that they know that they're casting illusion spells when they put on their full face of makeup. It's why they will not go outside without putting on their makeup first. They feel powerless because they don't have their magic on their side. This was the inspiration for some of my drawings. And it's this weird thing where images like this, for brief moments, they can almost look normal to me, but then my eyes see it for what it is, and it's scary. It's like you can, if you kind of just, if you close your eyes a little bit, it almost looks normal, but if you really start looking around, there's nothing normal about it. Why are you grinning at me like this? It's frightening. And it's a type of illusion magic. And I think it just has something to do with they don't want to look like a normal person. They want to be like a caricature. They want to look like a clown version of a person because they aren't a normal person. So if they try to just be like a normal person, you would notice that they're just a man. But if instead of trying to look like a normal person, they try to look like some insane caricature of a normal person, it's like the brain is more readily to accept it for what it is. They aren't even trying to pretend to be a woman. They're just trying to be this insane caricature of what a woman is. If this looks normal to you, then your brain is casting illusion magic on itself. There's nothing normal about this. These people are freaks. They look like freaks because they are. They love to take the over the top bad ones. I mean that might even be another form of magic too, that I'll get into later because they like to play the same type of magic games over and over. A big one that they do is they take the biggest freaks and they put them in your face over and over and over, so that when you see the less freaky looking ones, you're like, oh well, that person must be normal because of all these crazy freaks that I see. Have you just noticed everybody on TV just looks very freaky, and it sets the bar low for what people need to look like. Oh, what was this about? Nettie No Johnson 2. So I just put this slide in here because I wanted to remind myself of a comment that Nettie No Johnson once said. She said something. She was talking about an obvious invert, and the way that she said it was just so telling to me about her. Anyways, Nettie was like, and she doesn't even know how to do her hair. And it's because that's what it is to these people. Their whole life is about knowing how to do their hair, knowing the correct clothes to wear to create the illusion that they're not a dude, knowing the correct stories to tell about your past. Oh, I played what's one? I know somebody that would always like to bring up, oh, I'm in water polo. That's why my shoulders are big. Oh, I slipped in the kitchen and I bumped my chin on the thing, and that's why I have a scar there. All of these things, their just whole life revolves around casting spells about who they are and what they look like. And anyway, so this is just something that I think of sometimes, like that Nettie got mad at or didn't get mad at somebody. She was basically making fun of somebody because they didn't know how to pass correctly. And the media is full of this stuff. They'll poke fun at the bad ones. Why do inverts love watching transvestigation channels? Well, it's because they like to poke and make fun at the bad ones, the ones that don't know how to do their hair, the ones that look overly busted. And it's those types of people are often the ones that get put in the higher positions. They get illuminated and they get put in the spotlight. The bigger newscasters look like bigger, scarier inverts. And it is a type of spell where you get normalized to people that just look so odd. Anyways, moving on. They get you to not see what's there. That is what illusion magic is. It's this image right here is making me think of what I should have got is a bunch of pictures of, in the olden time, the like glamour shots in old Hollywood, back when they had Vaseline filters on everything to really smooth out those man pores. And one thing that you'll notice they always did is they always cast a shadow over the people's necks in those golden age of Hollywood things. They would always be casting shadows over the neck. They love covering their shoulders with their hair. Anyways, I don't need to get into the intricacies of how they pass, why they pass, but all of that stuff, it's casting illusions, and it's making you not pay attention to what's there. I guess to bring it back to the whole illusion thing, the illusion is getting you to not see what is there. That's what the illusion is. The illusion here doesn't work for most people because most people know about the secret and etc. What fascinates these inverts, and the reason that I bring this up with Laura Dern in particular, some really busted, obvious ones, they become like a muse of certain people. David Lynch really likes this person. And I believe that the reason David Lynch really likes this person is because the illusion magic that can take place. How can such a busted, obvious dude pass? And that's the fascinating thing. That's the fun. That's the magic. The magic is in getting this to read as a woman to people. And yeah, so let's just read this because I find this very interesting. This is something that pops into my mind every once in a while. It's from a review from Roger Ebert or whatever. Those people are probably fake personas. And Inland Empire is very much a movie about acting, built around a towering performance. Yeah, towering, by Dern, that is itself about giving and watching a towering performance. There's a moment when Dern's distorted clown-like face is actually projected onto someone else's head, which has got to be the ultimate actor's nightmare. And then this is a quote. I can't find where this quote is from, but I'm guessing that it's something Lynch said once. This is what I do. I make big, grotesque clown faces to parrot human behavior. So I don't know who said that, but it's what I just mentioned earlier. It's like they aren't even trying to be a human. They're trying to parrot human behavior and be this third thing. They get us to be used to people that look evil and nasty and gross. Why are so many people that are illuminated, put on the stage, famous, they look disturbing and gross and ugly, but they sit there and they will tell you how beautiful they are over and over and over. Similar types of things. This is a type of illusion magic, making you think that somebody's pious because they give them a crazy backstory. All they have to do is suggest it. So what's the one that people have kind of woken up to? Mother Teresa. Definitely not a mother. And people have woken up to the fact that it's all just a big lie, trying to pretend like this really nasty person is actually this great person. But if you just look at Mother Teresa, they look demonic. And it's just, they want to appear as not being. This one honestly just looks kind of like special to me. I think a lot of times they take really special people, like special ed, like Einstein. I'm almost certain that Einstein is just mentally retarded, and that would be just another illusion. They love these types of things. Let's take a mentally retarded person and make people believe that they're the smartest person ever. That's a type of illusion. All they have to do is they build these puppets, they dress them a certain way, they present them a certain way, and it's just nothing but an illusion. This whole world is a lie. All the world's a stage. Acting is lying. And yeah, these people are just all actors. And a lot of them just look straight up demonic. Who believes that this person is like this pious great person? They look like a little imp. They look like a demon. I don't know why I have this one in here, but just Golden Girls, when Lady Gaga, it's just a known thing that drag queens love to pick a name that says lady in it. If somebody has to come out of the woodwork and say girl, 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 man, 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 they're lying to you. And I guess the reason that I kind of picked this one is they like to do this thing where they have really busted obvious ones that just talk like men, and they prop up the busted obvious ones that talk like men. They prop them next to a Minnie Mouse squeaky voice plastic surgery face, and it's like having the busted ones next to the more just to the less busted ones. It makes them pass better, even though I mean, that just looks like a boy. So this that I want to get into really briefly, it's not something I talk about a lot, but it's another type of illusion magic. They they have people play multiple parts. They use things like masks. A mask is a type of illusion. Putting on makeup is, people call it putting on their mask and things like that. And The Weeknd is Justin Bieber in a face mask. I do believe that. I believe that they love doing this thing. You know how they like to make movies of a twin, but they just use one actor and they splice them in? Marilyn Manson is Nick Cage. And look at the caption here. That's how you spend Halloween. Yeah, Halloween is all about dressing up. And this is just a fake photo. Nicolas Cage is Marilyn Manson. And it's an illusion. It's just a dress up. And there's actually another little, they love dropping Easter eggs. So in actually a David Lynch film, Nicolas Cage, his character, his like a big part about his character is his snakeskin jacket. So Nick Cage plays a character in a movie that is obsessed with his snakeskin jacket. And here they have the inversion. They have Marilyn Manson wearing the snakeskin jacket. I just figured that I would point that out. But here's just another type of illusion. A lot of things are, so I guess this is just worth pointing out. Think of how much media today, or how much there is to do with all various forms of media that have to do with creating illusions. Photoshop is all about creating illusions. Post-production is all about creating illusion. And today, I would say that 99% of illusions are just cheap editing tricks. Almost every magic trick out there that's, oh, how could they do that? That is physically impossible. Well, it's literally editing tricks. Nothing legit is happening at all. They're just using editing to make it seem like magic is happening. And another thing too is worth bringing up that is a type of illusion is street theater, fake. They want you to think that things are natural when in fact it's all paid actors. Everybody's in on it. So maybe an illusion is you can't see the forest for the trees is a type of illusion, and being surrounded by actors. Another illusion is, you know, those what do you call it? The hypnotism shows. You can go on a cruise, they'll have these hypnotism shows. At every high school, when they have the senior day, they have these hypnotism shows. The illusion is that you're surrounded by play pretenders that know it's fake and that they'll play the part. And they know how to spot one another, and that's how they can always select one another to come up on the stage. That's an illusion. That's a type of illusion. What you're seeing is acting, but you believe it's real because it's been suggested as real, and you don't know about all the play pretenders and actors, at least not until maybe you've been told. It's a known thing that you can take someone and slap a different wig. So it's a big theme in Lynch movies. You can take an actor or an actress, doesn't matter. They're all inverts, all third. One of my favorite clips I ever found is the clip of Orson Welles talking about how politicians are actors and actors are a third gender. They're not male, they're not female, because they're all about it. Their entire lives revolve around this alchemy thing, mixing the two, Anyways, a, another big theme in the media is you can take somebody and just change their wig and they become a new person. Something that somebody's brought up before is, did you know that Krusty the Clown in The Simpsons, it was going to be a huge reveal that Krusty the Clown, whoever, is actually Homer Simpson. And if you look at them, they have the same body design. So the clown was supposed to be Homer Simpson in disguise. You just put a new wig on somebody, they're a totally new character. I kind of lump this in with faking deaths. These people, they fake a death. Putting on a play production and pretending it's real life, that's a type of illusion. Lying, they just think of lying as a type of illusion. You see that some of these people, they get so demented, and I'm sure that you know some habitual liars where it seems like they get so much joy and they can be telling the most dumb lie. And it's like these people, they get off on pulling one over on people. It's just how they get their source of enjoyment. And it's so childish, but it's who they are. This is Obama. No offense, but he kind of looks like a mixture of Obama and Waluigi. He looks like Moon Man. He looks like Barack Obama's brother. So on this comment that talks about this person, the golden voice, homeless person, yes, it's absolutely Obama playing a part. Yes. But people will always come out of the woodwork to try to shame people that are pointing out the truth. And you just have to understand that those naysayers that come out of the woodwork, it's because they have known all of these things the whole time, and they're mad when people figure out their inside jokes. This most certainly is Obama. And so is Osama. Many of us had that intuition. What the heck is Osama and Obama? They're the same name even. And they look the same. It's because they are the same. How many times can they play the same joke before you get it? And all of this stuff should just show you how the world stage is a big joke. It's a big inside joke. It's a cart with the wheels flying off 10 years ago, and sparks have been flying, and people still can't see it. And they're constantly taking the piss and going over the top with the same things that they've always been doing. But I guess the main point is, it's all an illusion. The entire world stage is one big illusion. So this just goes into power of suggestion. They tell you it's real. That's the only reason people think Coco is real, because they've been told that it's real. Coco looks so terrible. When the magic was broken on the fake animal suits for me, I was embarrassed how bad Coco looks. And just the things that people will believe because they're told it. They are cracking up. It makes me so mad. I could go up there and slap. What's Robin? That's another thing with their illusions. They don't even try to hide it half the times. Robin is just a woman's name. And later I'll have someone else with a flip-flop name. Look at this one. The real magician is the one who has a wand. This commenter absolutely knew the secret. They know the secret. They get off on showing off how they know the secret. Lamau, this comment deserves more likes, 33 likes. These people also know the secret, and they're getting off on being in on the joke. Anyways, this is a type of illusion magic. The magic isn't even the magic trick here. The magic trick is the orangutan. Do you get it? They also love levels. They love these having layers within layers and jokes within jokes within jokes. And yeah, this is an example of it's a magic trick within a magic trick. The magic trick is the orangutan because it's just an actor in a fursuit, and look at how they even have a magic wand. The dumb card trick is nothing but an editing trick. The card trick has nothing to do with magic. The magic here is the orangutan. Misdirection. Classic misdirection. So I think I've already said a lot. Pandas aren't real animals. Changed my mind. It really seems like people have been saying these types of comments a lot more frequently these days. I don't remember 10 years ago, people talking about how all gorillas are fursuit, how gorillas aren't real, narwhals aren't real. I mean, maybe I just could have just not been paying attention. They could have been getting off on these inside jokes the whole time, and I just haven't been paying attention. But it just seems like these days, any fake animal video that I go to, there's going to be top comments that talk about, oh, drunk people in suits. Oh, they're not real. And I should have got images of koalas, but I didn't. Koalas are so obviously fake. Okay, I've mostly said enough. I guess one more illusion that I see a lot of times with the gorilla suits and the koala stuff, and so just the fake animals in general love doing this, but to bring it back to the illusion magic with actually seeing humans differently, one thing that they'll do is they put the freakiest, strangest people on TV because it makes the real life ones look a little less strange. And in a similar way, they'll take really obvious gorilla suits and they put it next to a better looking gorilla suit, and then they tell you, oh, that better looking gorilla suit's a real gorilla, when in fact there's no such thing as a real gorilla, they're all suits. So this is just another type of illusion magic. It's some sort of like priming. They prime you up with a bad example, and then or maybe it's like setting the bar low. They're setting your expectations really low for something, and then they give you something that's a little bit better and say, oh, but this is real. I don't know where they found out all these tricks, but we see them play the same tricks over and over and over again. Another thing, they love these spy cam things. There's all of their fake animals. There's spy cam sloth, spy cam orangutan, spy cam penguin. And the joke is that, and it's almost this weird, you know how they like taking photos of them taking a photo back. Who's watching the watchers? Like this strange breaking the fourth wall reflection ideas, again getting in within the movies within a movie, Inception. They just love all these ideas. When you start to get the things that they like, you see why certain things are the way that they are. They really a one-trick pony. I thought these were really strange. Here's just another example of, look at these really bad fake orangutans, and they make the good ones look better. Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. And I think this is part of the mocking too, why they like to present the truth in plain sight, why they like to talk about the truth but get you to interpret it as a joke, why they like to show their hand and play all their symbolism and stuff out in the open. Because they like to mock people and make people be this. They like people to have eyes but not see, and have ears but not hear. When you hear them say, I'm a T, and you go, oh, haha, they must be joking, they have just made you be one of these people. You have ears, but you can't even hear. Or, yeah, anyways. Also, Jesus talked about this. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. And I praise Jesus Christ for opening my eyes. It really is like I had Vaseline smeared on my eyes and I couldn't see correctly. And now I can see correctly. It's kind of interesting. So just my drawing abilities I don't really practice drawing, but I've noticed that I'm way better at drawing today than I ever was like 10 years ago. Even I practiced a lot more 10 years ago, but I couldn't draw because I just couldn't see right. I was casting too many spells on myself. I wasn't drawing what was actually there. And just today, I'm a lot better at seeing what's actually there. Anyways, so I'm just going to finish off with this. They do strange things with their faces. This person is really famous. They do videos basically their videos are making fun of try-hard MTFs and try-hard FTMs. So it's actually pretty funny watching them because they have the stereotypes down exactly. The way that they speak in annoying ways, anyways, look at the way that this person does their mouth. And that's something I've noticed. The people who cast illusion magic, the people who know about this invert stuff, they act bizarre and they physically do bizarre things. They hold their mouths in weird ways when they smile. They're the people that when you see them smiling, you're like, why can't you smile normal? Why are you smiling weird? They're doing it on purpose and because they think it accomplishes something. I guess I can point out how one Swire or MTF, I don't know, When I was growing up, they would never show their teeth when they smiled, and they would say something about how they had big teeth. So you're going to get variances. Some of these people smile with the biggest clown freak smile ever. Some of them will never show their teeth. But you just notice that they have these psychosis about the way that they need to present themselves. Anyways, look at the way that she does her lips here. You see how it's very purposeful. Do you know people that do kind of this kind of stuff with their mouth? Like, what are you even trying to do? And it reminds me of I had friends growing up that would talk about, oh, hold your tongue in a certain way. It changes the way your jaw looks. Look at how uncomfortable this smile looks. That's not natural. They do weird things. And I've noticed, I think that they smile like this to make their philtrum look smaller. Anyways, I've said enough. The only reason that Minnie is a girl is because the clothes and the eyelashes. Minnie and Mickey look the exact same. In fact, it almost looks like they gave Minnie longer arms than they gave Mickey. This video honestly could be like 10 hours long. There's so much to get into. Yes, almost every cartoon you've ever seen in your life has been drawn in a specific way to make these inverted proportions seem normal. You've seen more inverted proportions in your life on the media. You've seen it just so much that it becomes the norm. And yeah, it is a type of illusion. They're making you think that red is blue and blue is red by just bombarding you with the switched thing from the start. Yeah, I think I've said everything. I didn't talk much about FTM illusion magic, but there is a lot of FTM illusion magic. So a lot of people don't know that these abs on the right are totally manufactured and fake these days. There's also body suits. I just recently saw Kobe is back playing somebody new on the basketball scene, and he's wearing a muscle suit, and it looks so dumb. It does not look like real muscles at all. So there are such thing as these like muscle suits that they can wear, like a full body muscle suit probably goes to like their wrist. But there's also surgical procedures. This is liposuction. They do liposuction and they draw in these abs. It's an illusion. And it probably has some Photoshop in there too. But there is a lot of FTM illusions. Do you remember all those big tough guys in high school? They pose with their arms crossed, and you can tell that they're not just posing with their arms crossed. They're posing with their arms crossed and like pulling out their arm fat to try to make it seem like they're stronger than they are. If you know anybody like that, they're phonies trying to use illusion magic. That's what that is. They're creating an illusion by standing in certain ways and pulling their fat out, trying to make it look strong by leaning, and they do the most crazy things. I've even noticed that my posture has been kind of screwed up, and it's like this mind thing. I can't tell, is my posture screwed up from looking at the Martins and getting screwed up like that, or is my posture screwed up from subconsciously seeing the castrati contort their body? I just don't even know. Maybe both have just screwed everything up. But anyways, you're surrounded by people that their entire life revolves around this stuff. Walking in certain ways, talking in certain ways, dressing in certain ways. The power of makeup. They probably chose an orange hand towel on purpose. Put on a different suit, change your makeup, you become a new person. Look at this. Look at the way that they age. And so Drew is another one. Robin Williams. Robin is just a woman's name. They're not even hiding it. Drew is a man's name, isn't it? A lot of illusion magic going on here. The MTF love shaving their legs and putting on oil and sparkles and really brightening themselves up, and they want to shine and sparkle. But look at them, really look at them. And then the FTM, they want to look tough and get juiced up and take photos from really low camera angles. But when you look at them, they're so friendly. Which one of these are aggressive looking and scary looking, and which one looks really friendly? Loving these lights, you guys. I'm glowing like an angel. So I'll just end with this. I don't I do not think that the Book of Enoch is perfect. I think a lot about the Book of Enoch has been corrupted. For instance, I have no idea how can we be certain about these angels' names and things like that. But the Book of Enoch does suggest that beautifying of the eyelids and coloring tinctures, and it does seem like a lot of this stuff goes back to fallen angel knowledge. Fallen angels are the ones who knew how to take a dude and dress him up and make people think that it's a girl. That's it for this video. God bless everyone.